We spoke yesterday, absolutely fascinating, your story and how astrology helped your business, and actually that kind of, that perfect timing and divine timing, which is a favorite subject of mine. So do you want to just start by introducing yourselves and tell everybody where it all began?
Stop from the party.
Well, I set up this juice bar about 5 years ago, and we've been basically trading on a Saturday, or Friday and a Saturday. But it got to the point where I was thinking, okay, a group of us had a reunion from college last year, and we all went to stay in this house. And Mandy was there, and she was doing people's astrology in the evening, and it was all a bit of like, oh, your planets aren't quite lining up. It was all a bit, it's not really quite happening for you at this moment. It's all a bit of doom and gloom. And I was thinking, oh, right, okay. And I went to bed, and in the morning I got up and I was thinking, oh, I need to go to the shop to get something for breakfast. And she said, oh, Jenny, now let me do your astrology. And I was thinking, oh, and she started doing it, and she went, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I've never seen anything quite like it.
Right, Jenny, you cut out. I said, I looked at your astrology and I said, oh my goodness. And then what? Yeah, you cut out after that.
And then it was, okay. She said, all your planets are going to be in line on a certain day. And everybody got their diaries out because they wanted to mark the day in their diaries to say what was going on. And they all had their diaries out. And they say, and Mandy said, and the planet that's in charge is into communication. So you really need to be working on communication. And they all had their diaries out already at 11:30 on the 8th of September. And I went, oh, it's Kev's birthday. And it made me just go, oh my goodness. Because I kind of like, I was thinking, we plant by the moon. You know, we see that as just like normal. We plant by the moon, we harvest by the moon, all because there's a greater power. It's all bringing up greater power for the seeds to come up and all that sort of thing. And I suddenly thought to myself, well, if that's in line, why can't the other planets be in line? And it all suddenly made sense to me. And I thought, it can't be a coincidence that it's on Kev's birthday. She said, you're doing exactly the right thing at this moment for your star sign. You can't be any closer to it than what you are.
I think a lot of the time we grow up with this sort of esoteric knowledge when we're kids and stuff, you know, like, and don't really take it seriously, read it in the papers and stuff like that. And then we learn the science version of it, you know, like the schooling version of how the world really works. And then later in life, you sort of start to see examples of things working out in a more of a natural sense, without the logical science behind it. But there is a more deeper, more meaningful, more accurate science, which is what you might call the esoteric astrological side of it, the natural side of it. And even when at the point that I heard that, we've all been through relationships and failed businesses and stuff like that in our lives, and we're not sure. And over time, I've been looking for a more natural inspiration of things, and I don't believe in coincidences. And when Jenny said it, you said it was on my birthday that the planets were aligned. We just happened to be in a foreign country in an isolated area in a beautiful place. It made it all come together and give us more confidence to carry on together, to do what we want to do together.
I've got the chart. I've actually got the chart. Can I quickly just show you? I mean, this will take like 1 minute. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, hang on. I'm just going to share this. I will show you sort of what this is all based on. a minute, hold on, let's pull it over. Can you see that? Hang on. Can you see that?
We can't.
Not yet. No.
Oh, hang on, have I not done it right? I didn't press share. That will be why. So, right, there it is. Can you see that now?
Yeah.
We see it earlier. You put it up by mistake when you was doing that other one.
Basically, so as you can see, that's Jenny's chart over there. And it was the 8th of September 2019 at 11:30 a.m. But all of those planets over there, I'm doing a sort of a circle round it. So that was Venus, Mars, the Sun, and Mercury were all in Virgo, which is the sort of like the earth sign. And I noticed there from a business sort of point of view in Jenny's chart, which is in the middle circle, Jupiter, which is very, very positive and all about abundance. This is in her chart anyway, is in Virgo. So I was looking for things in Virgo, kind of like lining up. But not only that, the moon in the sky on that day, on your birthday, Kev, was at 12 degrees Capricorn, and Capricorn is all about, you know, business and success. So that in particular was tying in with it. And Jenny's moon in her chart is in Taurus, which is the other earth sign. So I was just looking at all of this earth going on. There was the natural earth in her chart with the moon and Jupiter, and then all of this lovely earth going on up here, and in particular the moon in the earth sign. And that was kind of the basis of me saying that 8th of I'll come out of the share now, that 8th of September just seemed like a really good day to launch it, you know, and to get your business properly going. But it was very, very crucial that between the date that we met in July and that 8th September, you worked on all your communication and research and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah.
We've been to a few seminars, been to Google Business, and we have been going in the being successful. Everything we seem to be taking on now seems to go very smoothly, because I don't know if it's confidence, but the confidence came from that as well, though. Is it the feelings right, the intuition, everything that we're doing now seems to, it gave us the confidence to trust in our intuition rather than worrying about things. Took away a lot of our fears, I think, which
That's
normally
right.
obstruct our intellectual, our intuitive thinking a lot of the time.
For me, it was like, because I'm like into several things. So she was basically saying, this is right, Jenny. You need to concentrate on this thing. This is right for you. And her saying that just like made me go, thank you. It really released me from just like all that muddle of, what shall I do? Shall I do this? Shall I do that? And I just went, great, I'm going to go forward with this.
It's that internal belief, isn't it? I think when you're thinking about doing something and it's a business and you're trying to get the business in line and you've got all of the boxes ticked, but then to have that inwardly confidence just to give you that boost. And is that what the astrology did for you?
Both of us, I think.
Yes, it did.
Both of us. It was a defining point. Do you know what I mean? It was like the extra thing that you've got all these other options in our lives, and it was the one thing. It was one of the things that sort of made us think. Because how could she guess the 365 to 1 chance day of picking my birthday and the time we would be in somewhere special where we were able to think? And yeah, it was perfect, perfectly timed. And it is. I trust more in my gut feeling more and more every day, because it seems to be more right. And
there was something, it was the date of your birthday and you were going to be away and you were going to be together, that just kind of felt like the stars were aligning and that this was meant to happen. And the business obviously is happening with 2 of you working together. So instead of now looking maybe at business side of things or checking your calendar, would you look to the stars or Mandy for advice?
I don't even use I've got away with not even bothering using the clock anymore. I don't bother using the clock. When we were speaking before, sometimes when I'm coming home from whatever I'm doing, I feel the right time to leave, and I always end up meeting Jenny at the gate 50% of the time, which is which is very incredible. You couldn't time it better, and it has given me more faith and trust in the forces that we can't see. You might call them.
But like Mandy was doing a reading today, and I tuned into it because I wanted to see how I should be tonight.
I dreamt about you last night, by the way, Mandy. Nothing naughty.
And it said you just need to get your dream, you need to seize it and go forward with it, which is what I was doing anyway. So thank you for that.
Oh,
That is brilliant. It's brilliant. I mean, I can't remember the lady's name. It's a blonde lady we'd listened to earlier on. But she was talking about the forces of nature being in everything around us, and that's sort of an inspiration for us. I've thrown away this vitamins and minerals idea that science gives us for food, and it's the life force that we want to promote to people. If we're gonna run a business and we want to do something that's more giving to humanity, you might say, is to pass the life force that the sun has given to these fruits that are behind us and put that into other people, and which will make them function better, you might say. I don't really know how to really describe it, but yeah, it's transferring that life force into people and allowing them to thrive on this beautiful paradise we was born on that's been ruined by.
But it's nothing new. It's how we should all be eating. You know, we shouldn't be eating processed foods and stuff like that.
And looking at the stars for our time clock, you know, is the sky clock is obviously more conducive with our well-being than it is for the plants. We see when the plants flower and when they grow each time of the year because of the seasons. There's obviously a force there, and it's not having a belief in something. It's actually when you get to the point when you start to know that something really works in that direction, rather than the science that's been forced into our brains, this materialistic science rather than this energetic one.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing in spirituality. When things align, it's not even a thought, it's a knowing. And when you just know intuitively, yes, this is right. Mandy met you, Jenny, on that day. It was meant to be at that particular time. You didn't have a reading with her the night before when most of the group had the reading. You had it the next morning at that time and that place. And she said, that's the date you need to go. The date matched up with your holiday and your birthday. And, you know, I think using the moon, using the sun to grow these incredible fresh produce, which go directly into your business. And we've talked a lot today about charging things and how incredible that the planet charges that fruit that you then put into your mouth. So I think that it all just ties in so beautifully.
I would like to say something though, as a reader, and I'm sure all the other readers will agree with me. A lot of what comes through in these readings is advice and guidance and suggestions. And as the reader, all you can do is pass on the message. You can't ever guarantee that the person is going to sort of embrace it and take it and work with it. And I'm just really thrilled that Jenny, you know, and Kev, like, even though you weren't there at the time of the reading, it's just so lovely to hear, you know, that it was taken on board and worked with, and, you know, this is the sort of the result of it.
Well, exactly.
Don't worry.
The birthday
detailed relay of how you presented it.
Would you like us to make you a juice?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes, please.
Okay. Right, I'm going to tell you about pomegranates. A pomegranate. It's a pomegranate juice, pomegranate international festival.
Yep.
Right, pomegranate. Today we are making pomegranate and orange juice. It's an instant immunity juice. Pomegranates are amongst the healthiest fruits on earth. They are rich in vitamin C and K, and bioactive plant compounds. The antioxidants are so powerful, they're 3 times more than red wine. So
It's got a lot of life.
yeah, got a lot of life. They can fight cancer, arthritis, they can lower blood pressure in up to 2 weeks. Pomegranates symbolise fertility with their many seeds. That's what one looks like inside.
Oh, what does that look like?
Which can, the seeds can be eaten. They keep the blood pumping around the body, and they're associated with the goddess Persephone, who held them in her hand and represented eternal life. I'm going to make it for you. You ready?
Yep.
I've got a special juice machine, but if you haven't got a special juice machine at home, you can pick the seeds out and put them in a blender.
Might as well do it. All right.
Oh, they're frozen.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, we're just getting good.
They'll be back in a minute.
There they are.
Yep.
This is making me thirsty.
I know, it's really frustrating.
Maybe we should put one in the post here.
Good idea. Oh my god.
Special delivery.
Right, we need a vote on what it's called. Kev went for the pommy moon juice. I went for something far more sophisticated. Persephone eternal nectar.
I prefer pommy moon juice myself.
Oh, I don't know.
I think there's the pommy moon juice would be great for the Australians.
Actually, isn't it? Pommy, and it was to do with the moon. The day the day and the time was all related to the moon, wasn't it? That 8th of September.
Yeah, right.
It's amazing. It's amazing that the effect of it, the different feelings you get in the different phases of the moon, though, because I'm spending a lot more time outside in the moon, and it does give it's got an additional feeling to it. I mean, friends of mine that work in the services, like the fire service, the police service, they always say it's the busiest day of their week, busiest day of the month. So, is that just a coincidence?
Yeah.
That's lovely.
It was easy enough to make it then, literally. What is it? Just one pomegranate and one orange? Is it just equal measure?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. And it's really refreshing. I thought when I first started this with Jenny that it was just a fad, it was a fashion. But after trying the difference, I've given up caffeine and stuff like that, and the energy level that you get from transferring the energy, taking the energy, you'll become what you eat. Or what you ingest, what you put inside.
Is it all organic that you work with? Is it organic?
We try our best. We try our best.
We do a range of drinks called homegrown, wild, and organic. Because we grow a lot ourselves. We like get organic seeds, we plant them by the moon. We harvest by the moon.
Fantastic.
We're into all the wild, and what we can't get, we just get organic.
And a lot of it's intention, like if we're enjoying ourselves and enjoying actually preparing this for people, the intention and the feelings that we transfer into what we do, and we try and maintain an atmosphere around the juice bars when we're serving people that it's not just a business of us trying to give. If we wanted to earn money, we'd sell burgers. But we wanted to give something back give something that will benefit people. One of my oldest cliche things that I come out with is that I spent 3 years as an ice cream man poisoning children, and now I've got to make up for my karma and give them some nutrition back.
I mean, there's a lot of sugar in fruit anyway, but rather than giving kids ice cream, it's much better and been a really good way of giving children fruit and vegetables, and just sort
We'll
of
get them touched back with nature again. They don't know where nature comes from. It's allowing them to walk. The quickest stress relief for anybody is just a walk in the park, walk in the woods, touching nature, feeling it, feeling that connection again, and feeling that connection with with that, what spirit, that force, whatever you want to call it, that being out in the sky, sleeping under the sky at night occasionally, just touching the earth. It's that overall connection, and we need reminding of it. We need reminding of it because we've been taught away from it. We've been taught that there's a better life out there, but it's not a better life. It's look at the effect it's having on people around the world because of their detachment from the natural forces of the stars, the moon, the sun, everything together.
Yeah. I know we've spoken about projecting thoughts, and so how have you taken this learning from Mandy and the stars, and actually how do you go forward now, and how do you sort of project thoughts for your business? If you were going to make a business decision or open multiple juice vans, how would you do that using what you know now?
We would definitely consult Mandy.
Yeah, definitely. No, definitely. No, because
Good
answer. Right, it won't work. It won't work. I would rely on that now. I would trust in it. If you'd asked me this 5-10 years ago, I would have said, "Don't be mad." I'd be mad. My head would be in a book, and I'd be planning it by the logical way that we've been taught. But when you really start, the too much evidence, too many examples throughout life that we sort of ignore. It's not ignore, but we store them at the back of our heads, and then we start to realise that someone like Mandy would be the best consultation. You have to go to her first before you go any direction. Then you're not wasting any time. If it's not the right time, it's not the right time.
In flow. So
timing is everything.
Timing is everything.
Most definitely.
Find timing and opening the flow for new things to happen. And going, if there's resistance about going to a festival or something, it's probably not the right thing. But if the flow is right, and actually that was easy, then doors kind of...
And actually, what you were saying earlier about lockdown being of a benefit to you, because it's been a benefit to us, because this should have been our busiest weekend. But look at the weather out there, it's pouring with rain.
It's given us an opportunity to sort of step back, reorganize and set ourselves out, and looking at the positive side of stuff, like even if we went to Mandy and she said it's not the time to go ahead and do it, then we'd know it's a time to be doing something else and concentrating on that. It's never a negative thing, it's always a positive thing, but we're all on a journey.
Choosing your moments, that's it. I mean, if you knew that it was a kind of, it was going to be advantageous to do something next week rather than this week, and it didn't make that much difference to you, I would wait till next week to do it. I mean, like, sometimes you don't have a choice about things, but when you do, you might as well do it when it's most likely to go well.
Yeah. It's hard. Like I said before, though, tell me that 10 years ago and I'd be like, oh no, I've got to stick to the logical ideas. Don't trust in nature.
I am actually a very logical person. I am very, very logical. I'm mostly air signs, which is all the kind of, things have got to make sense to me. And I've got to say, this all makes complete sense to me.
Yeah, same here. I must agree with that way of saying it. Yeah.
So, yeah.
It also seems to be something of your passion and where you come from and what you want to give back. And, this isn't a business for money. You're not just serving ice cream that's bad for kids. It's a passion, and it's something using the moon that actually means something to you. Tell me, where do you think Juicybar Vitality would be now if it wasn't for that sort of chance moment?
I think we would still have our head in the clouds. Well, I think we're still going to go on that path. It's just how you enjoy the path as it goes on. I think having that confidence and having that when you're knowing you're doing something right, it allows you to enjoy the journey better.
And you just know you're on the right path, regardless of what little kind of hiccups there might be along the way. At least you know you're in the right place. I know you're going to have to wind it up soon, but can I just read some of the comments here? It says, this is fantastic. Pomegranates are my favourite fruit. It looks like a starfish with extra legs. That's really nice. I want to try it. Yeah, I want to try as well. Orange juice.
Yeah.
Orange juice.
Oh my God, I love both of them.
We'll put it out to a vote then and suggest.
Pomegranate juice.
What's that, sorry?
Pomegranate granite juice.
Oh, that was sort of.
We all have to drink at the next. We all have to drink at the next festival. Do you know, it would be so cool after this big, not just today but last night as well. We could all just get together at your juice bar and raise the glass. Honestly, yeah. And you were wonderful, yummy. Ice cream had calcium, not all bad. Now I want a pomegranate ice cream, right? And that is. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, hang on, this is all about me. Yeah, they are all the remarks. Honestly, I'm so grateful that you sort of came on and spoke about that, because that's just been really inspirational and it's made me feel marvellous. So, yeah.
Well, you've been inspirational. Thank you.
Thank you,
Mandy. So much.
Thank you all. That was great. What a lovely story to share.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
We will put it out to we will ask for more suggestions then. We will put it out to a vote for the actual name then, because I think actually some of the suggestions are better than ours.
Yeah, please add it to your list.
It says here, next festival, can we meet somewhere and have special festival juice? Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Of course.
We've got some special festival juice.
Bring some pomegranates.
Drinks are on you guys.
Yeah, the juice.
So much.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Say bye.